Shockwaves rippled through the Middle East after reports emerged of a devastating missile strike targeting one of Israel's most critical communication infrastructures, the country's main satellite communication hub, associated with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's strategic command network. According to the reports circulating across regional media and security channels, Iranian forces had launched one of their most advanced weapons, the Fattah-1 hypersonic ballistic missile, toward the facility, in what analysts describe as one of the most daring long-range precision strikes in the escalating confrontation. The strike reportedly targeted a key satellite communication hub used for strategic military coordination, intelligence data transmission, and secure communications between Israel's defense leadership and operational units. Within moments of the launch, Israeli defense systems detected the incoming projectile, but the missile approaching Israeli airspace was not a conventional ballistic missile. It was something far more difficult to intercept. Before we break down how this strike reportedly unfolded, why the Fattah-1 hypersonic missile is considered one of the most advanced weapons in Iran's arsenal, and the scale of destruction reported at Israel's satellite communication hub, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest dramatic geopolitical developments shaping the world. According to military analysts following the incident, the missile launched toward Israel traveled at extremely high speeds, reportedly exceeding Mach 13, a velocity that places it firmly within the hypersonic category. Hypersonic weapons travel so quickly that defensive systems have only seconds to detect, track, and attempt interception. But speed is only part of the challenge. The Fattah-1 missile was designed with a maneuverable warhead, capable of adjusting its trajectory during flight. Unlike traditional ballistic missiles that follow predictable paths, hypersonic missiles can change direction while traveling toward their targets. This capability dramatically complicates interception attempts. As the missile crossed into Israeli airspace, radar systems reportedly detected the threat and activated defensive protocols. Air defense batteries began tracking the incoming object as it moved rapidly toward the targeted communications facility. Israeli missile defense systems, including the well-known Iron Dome network, were activated in response. Interceptors were launched in an attempt to neutralize the threat, but according to reports surrounding the strike, the interception attempt failed. The hypersonic missile continued on its trajectory toward the satellite communications installation. Seconds later, the impact occurred. A powerful explosion reportedly shook the area surrounding the communications hub as the missile struck its intended target. The blast was described as intense, sending debris and shockwaves across the facility's infrastructure. Satellite communication hubs are complex installations containing antenna arrays, communication towers, data centers, and power systems that enable secure transmission of signals between satellites and ground networks. Damage to such a facility can disrupt multiple layers of communication infrastructure simultaneously. According to early reports, the missile strike caused extensive damage to several structures within the communications complex. Large antenna towers responsible for transmitting signals to orbiting satellites were reportedly destroyed in the explosion. These towers are essential components of satellite communication networks. They transmit encrypted signals between ground stations and satellites positioned thousands of kilometers above Earth. Without them, the ability to send and receive data through those channels can be severely compromised. The blast reportedly damaged multiple satellite dishes and transmission arrays located within the complex. These structures are designed to capture signals transmitted from space and route them into ground-based network. Missile impacts in such areas can shatter equipment, sever connections, and disable communication pathways. According to analysts reviewing the situation, several transmission systems inside the facility were rendered inoperable after the strike. The missile's impact also reportedly triggered fires across parts of the installation. Satellite hubs contain numerous electronic systems and power generators needed to maintain continuous operation. When explosions occur near these systems, fires can quickly spread across wiring infrastructure and technical equipment. Emergency response teams were reportedly dispatched to the scene as flames and smoke rose above sections of the complex, but the damage extended beyond the antenna systems. Reports indicated that the missile strike also affected the facility's data processing infrastructure. Inside such communication hubs are secure data centers that manage signal routing, encryption, and communications coordination. These centers contain servers, networking hardware, and specialized systems used for handling high volumes of secure communication traffic. When a missile strike damages these facilities, the impact can ripple through multiple layers of communication networks. According to analysts, the destruction of parts of the hub temporarily disrupted secure communication channels connected to the installation. This disruption could affect certain satellite communication services linked to military coordination, intelligence sharing, and command communication. For Israeli military planners, the loss or temporary disruption of such infrastructure presents a serious operational challenge. Satellite communication hubs are used to coordinate information across large geographic distances. They allow command centers to transmit orders, monitor operations, and maintain secure communication with military units. Damage to these systems can slow communication flows and force operators to rely on backup networks. Iranian officials describe the strike as a demonstration of the capabilities of their newest missile technology. According to statements attributed to Iranian commanders, the Fattah-1 missile had been specifically developed to overcome modern missile defense systems. Its hypersonic speed and maneuverability were designed to make interception extremely difficult. Iran had unveiled the Fattah missile program as part of its broader effort to develop advanced missile technologies. The weapon was presented as a strategic breakthrough capable of striking distant targets with high precision. Military analysts had previously warned that hypersonic missiles pose a unique challenge to existing defense systems. Traditional missile defense networks are designed to intercept projectiles following predictable ballistic trajectories. Hypersonic missiles break that pattern. Their ability to maneuver at extremely high speeds can reduce the reaction time available to defensive systems. In the case of the reported strike on Israel's satellite communication hub, those capabilities appear to have played a decisive role. Despite attempts by defensive systems to intercept the missile, the projectile reached its target. The destruction at the communications facility quickly became one of the most dramatic moments in the escalating confrontation. Satellite communications represent one of the most critical elements of modern military infrastructure. They enable secure communications, intelligence sharing, and coordination across vast distances. Damaging a major satellite hub, therefore, has implications beyond the immediate physical destruction. It affects the flow of information that supports military and security operations. The strike also highlighted how modern conflicts increasingly target technological infrastructure rather than just traditional military installations. Communication networks, radar systems, satellite hubs, and data centers have become essential components of national defense systems. When these systems are damaged, the consequences can ripple through multiple layers of operational capability. For Israel, the communications hub targeted in the strike had played a key role in managing satellite links supporting defense coordination. Its antenna arrays connected ground networks with satellites used for monitoring, communication, and intelligence operations. By striking such a facility, Iranian planners appear to have aimed at disrupting a critical node within Israel's communication infrastructure. The attack also carried symbolic significance. Striking a communications hub associated with national leadership sends a powerful strategic message. It demonstrates the ability to target sensitive infrastructure connected to command networks. As the situation unfolded, analysts around the world began studying the implications of the strike. The use of a hypersonic missile in a real operational scenario marked a notable development in the evolution of missile warfare. Hypersonic weapons are widely considered one of the most transformative military technologies of the modern era. Their speed and maneuverability make them extremely difficult to intercept using existing defense systems. Countries around the world have been racing to develop such weapons. The reported use of the Fattah-1 missile in the strike highlighted how these technologies are beginning to reshape strategic calculations. For defense planners, the incident raised important questions about the ability of current missile defense systems to counter hypersonic threats. If such weapons can evade interception and strike critical infrastructure, they may alter the balance between offensive and defensive capabilities. The destruction at the satellite communication hub therefore represents more than a single strike. It symbolizes the arrival of a new phase in modern warfare, a phase in which hypersonic weapons can reach strategic targets at extraordinary speeds, and in which even heavily protected infrastructure may face new vulnerabilities. As emergency teams worked to assess the damage at the communications facility, the world watched closely. The strike had not only destroyed equipment and infrastructure, it had demonstrated the growing role of advanced missile technologies in shaping the future of geopolitical conflict. And if the use of hypersonic missiles becomes more common in future confrontations, the implications for global security could be profound. In the aftermath of the strike, engineers and military analysts began assessing the broader consequences for Israel's communication infrastructure. Temporary rerouting of satellite links and emergency communication channels reportedly had to be activated to maintain operational coordination. The incident underscored how vulnerable advanced technological networks can become when targeted by next-generation missile systems.